Today we're going to talk about the digestive system, and the goal of this video is to describe the structures in the large intestine and anus, and also describe the functions of those structures. So, what is the anatomy of the large intestine? Well, after food leaves the small intestine, it enters the large intestine, and the large intestine has three major sections: the cecum, the colon, and the rectum. I'll add the colon is divided into three sections: the ascending colon, the transverse colon, and the descending colon. And you'll see those labeled more specifically in a slide momentarily. So, what processes occur in the large intestine? Well, there's basically two major functions. The large intestine absorbs water back into the body, so the food that's passing through, the water that remains in it is absorbed back into the body. And the large intestine also removes waste in the form of feces through the rectum and anus. Now, there are large amounts of bacteria, about 3 pounds worth actually, that are located in the large intestine that help produce vitamins B and vitamins K. Strong doses of antibiotics can actually disrupt these bacteria and cause vitamin deficiencies. Now, as far as the actual digestive process that's happening within the large intestine, you need to know about the haustra. So, the haustra are the small pouches that give the large intestine its lumpy appearance. And haustral contractions are slow, segmenting movements that last only about 30 minutes after food moves into the large intestine. Now, that's haustral contractions. But you also need to know about mass movements. So, mass movements are slower and more powerful movements that push waste towards the rectum about 3 or 4 times each day. So, here is what the large intestine on the outer edges here, that's the large intestine, kind of in darker red, and the small intestine is the inner part there. So you have the large intestine and the small intestine on the screen, and here are some of the major structures you need to know about in each. So part of the small intestine is the duodenum and the jejunum and the ileum. You need to know those three parts of the small intestine: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. For the large intestine, you have the cecum, and then as you move, food's going to move up this side. That's the ascending colon. Then it's going to move across the upper part here. That's the transverse colon. And then it's going to move down the descending colon until it ultimately reaches the rectum. Okay, so once in the rectum has the following function: it collects and stores any undigested waste and bacteria. And as the rectum fills up, pressure is placed on the internal anal sphincter, which is labeled in the image here. Now, the external anal sphincter needs to be voluntarily relaxed in order to release the built up feces through the anus. So, to sum up, the large intestine is divided into the cecum, colon, and rectum. It's responsible for absorbing water and removing waste through haustral contractions and mass movements towards the anus.